Rocket League 1v1s. You either love it or you hate it. But me? I sit in the middle. But that suddenly changed when I decided to go from an Xbox controller to a PlayStation controller. It changed because I was struggling with the PlayStation controller and I needed to improve fast. So I came up with a plan. And that plan is to play 100 games of 1v1s to see how much I could improve and to see if 1v1s are truly the best way to rank up. So join me in this journey with ups, downs, and open net misses. Please like and subscribe, and let's get into the video. Now my notes say that the games were a bit of a struggle because of a lot of overtimes, and that I didn't play great, but I didn't play bad either. Now this was probably because I had not played much 1v1s prior to this, so yeah, obviously the first few games are going to be a bit rough. First game and first kickoff. Well, that didn't go to plan, but thankfully my opponent cannot shoot. Now I'm just chilling, man, and then this guy decides to whiff this ball. And you know what I gotta do? I just gotta shoot that bad boy. Now I was losing by a lot of goals and I didn't have time to come back, so as a good man would do, I waved my white flag and forfeited the match. Game 2. Game 2 started off pretty solid, you know, like I was absolutely clamping this man here. And all I had to do was shoot.
Fuck out of here.
After 3 minutes of overtime, I lose to this shot.
360 ooga booga booga!
Now game 3, I tried to clip on this man, but Rocket League had other plans. Now this is peak Rocket League, I'm telling you guys. Now here, I panicked because I lost the kickoff real badly, and I drive right past the ball, and then I get a terrible 50, and now my boy just had to pop that ball in the net.
Nope.
And wouldn't you believe it, by the end of it, I was the one to score the goal. Now, I think this man was just having the worst game of his life, because look at that save, oh my. Game 4 was a loss. Now, Game 5 was actually a rematch from the guy that I lost to in Game 4, and for whatever reason, he just left me this ball, so I just did him dirty.
Hey bro, watch your jet.
Game 6 was once again in overtime, and once again, I decided to do my opponent dirty. Game 7 was another overtime, but this time around, I decided to pass my opponent the ball because winning is overrated. Game 8, this is probably the only decent goal I've scored in these first 10 matches. But then I went on to lose this game in overtime once again. Game 9 was a rematch, and to be honest, it was not going very well. As you can see, it was 6-2 with a minute and a half left. But I started coming back. I don't know how, and I don't know why, but I just started scoring pretty much, and this was so satisfying, man, because this man was pretty much shit-talking me for 2 whole games. Well, in quick chat at least, but he was shit-talking me either way. And by the end of the game, this man came up with an excuse saying he needed a new controller. Game 10 was the only game that I won by multiple goals, and that was one of the best feelings I ever had. I pretty much came off from like 5-6 overtimes in a row just to smash someone, so that was a great feeling. Now my notes say for the next 10 games, I played 5 games of Scrims. Yes, I am playing Scrims. And then, after that, I played 5 games in Ranked. And apparently, I played very well. So yeah, let's see how it went. Now I'm going to start off and talk about why I am doing Scrims. Now, I'm doing Scrims against one guy and one guy only, and that is a high rank friend of mine, and I cannot recommend this anymore. Well, hopefully I shouldn't have to explain myself with it, but it's pretty self-explanatory. If you play against someone that is better than you for multiple games, you're just going to get better naturally. Now, obviously, they're not that fun if you're the lower ranked person because you do tend to lose a lot of the games, but you know, it's all about the learning, right? It's all about improvement, and by the end of it, you're not losing your rank or anything. You'll learn fast, you'll become a better player, and yeah, I just can't recommend it enough. So if you want to improve fast, play Scrims. Trust me. Now onto the ranked games. Now for this goal, I had no clue what my opponent was doing here. Just a little one-touch air dribble just beat him. And once again, I have no clue what this guy was doing. Like, he pretty much just crashed into his own net. And yeah, I absolutely dicked him. Now, game 17 from memory was a goodie, you know? Like, this guy was very good, but I was just on demon time. I don't know what it was. Like, look at this goal. Like, this goal was just disrespectful. Bottom corner, in your net. And then, yeah, by the end of it, I just dominated. Like, I was unstoppable this game. Now, this game was almost peaking. Like, you know, this is just painful as fuck. And then, once again, like, this is even more painful. Now, this is the point where I lost the game. It was very close, and, you know, I should have scored this easy goal, but I missed. And then after this guy just turned into an absolute god in defense. Like, I'm not even kidding. Like, a nice little flick, just double jump, save it. I'm like, okay, I'll go off a wall then and just shit on you. And, this man just somehow found a way to just keep it out of my net. I was shocked when he saved that. And then I was like, okay. Faked a boost steal. Cut it in, pop. No, I saved it again, bro. I don't get it. Game 19, it started off pretty smoothly for me, right? I got a very nice kickoff. This guy flipped around the ball, so I punished him for that, and I scored the first goal. But I would be lying to tell you if this game did not turn to shit afterwards, because that save was terrible from me. And now here, this guy just, I don't know what happened here. He just absolutely misses it. And then, look at this. Open net over the ball. Now this kickoff was crazy. Like, this man messed up his recovery, and I decided to dribble it and do an Athena flick. And then after that, I was just so mad at myself that I just let him score. Like, that was a low light. And here we got into overtime, and I don't think any of us deserved to win this, but luckily enough, I got the win. Game 20, I ain't gonna lie, it looked like that I just kept my terrible form from game 19, because this was just terrible defense, but also, what the hell was that shot? But after that, you know, I found my groove again. I had a nice flick on him here, and I just keep control, you know. I just kept on annoying him, and yeah, he just didn't like it, you know. And by the end of it, he did score a 0-second goal, but I was 2 goals up, so it doesn't really matter. Now, if you're wondering, this is what my rank is after 20 games of 1v1s. But my notes say that I played 10 games of ranked, and that I started off very good, but by the end of it, some things happened that, yeah, made me lose. So yeah, let's see what they were, and let's get into the games. Game 21 was a hiding. Now, game 22 was weird. And it started off with this guy doing this. I don't know what to call it exactly. It's pretty much just a pass for me. Now it's on defense and I missed this ball somehow, but for whatever reason my opponent just decided to steal my boost, even though the net was wide open. By the end of it, this guy just... I don't know what this is, man. Game 23. I'm just gonna let this clip play once again because, I don't know, I just think this is funny. But here, I started to realize that I have a bit of a problem going on, and that was that I just didn't challenge the ball. And yes, I was threatening to forfeit after that. But thankfully I didn't because we ended up winning the game, so that was very good. Game 24. And fun fact, this guy had the same deco as me, but it looked a whole lot uglier. And this is also one of the best open net shots I've ever taken. But we did end up losing, and yeah, this guy just started flexing on me. Like, dog, you're not Zen. Game 25 on the same map. Now, it started off with probably the slowest flip reset you could ever hit. And then I got a really good 50. But then lag happened. Now, after scoring a few goals, I just realized that this guy just wanted to freestyle. Like, he was not going to shoot an open net or a ground shot. So, with 3 goals up, I did this terrible musty and then went on to win this game. Game 26, and this guy actually said good luck and have fun. Aww. Now here in this clip, I actually invented a new mechanic, and that is called the snakies. You see how it works? You just reverse and do squiggly lines on the wall. And believe it or not, right after that goal, I came up with a new kickoff mechanic. And this kickoff mechanic is called I hate this stupid piece of shit. Now I did go on to win this game, and before we move on to the next game, I have something very important to show you guys. Ho ho ho, why don't you look at that? Oh hell yeah. Game 27 was another win, And game 28, things started to happen. Now, this guy had a terrible kickoff, and I was a little bit like, okay, that's a bit strange. But what was even weirder about him was that he watched every replay. So if I scored a kickoff goal like this, we were watching the whole replay. He did not skip it. And I'll prove this to you, because here's me watching another replay. I'm sure you guys get the point, but if I show you this end score, you'll see why this was so infuriating. Yep, there was 20 damn goals in this game, and I don't think I've forfeited this fast in my life. And game 29 was a rematch. In this game, I started to catch on with some weird movements that this guy was doing. Like, this was definitely not human. And I kind of just ignored it for the whole first game because it was pretty much just a kickoff goal fiesta, like it was nothing else. But this game I was actually able to see his dribbling, his flicks, and dog, like this gave me like bad flashbacks of that time that I 1v1 next though, because his flicks were perfect, his carries were perfect, he knew when I was going to jump, just like that. And he just, I just can't understand it. Like, check this out, like I just turned. Usually I'm good, but no, he just knew that I had ball cam off or something. But this right here is the most painful moment of the series so far. Now, after those 2 losses to the bot, I was absolutely dead, like just mentally. So this game did not go well, and I think it was just the fact that I was tilted and also that I just wasn't mentally in it.
We are so sorry to say Shadow Vibe has been kicked from the clan for saying the N-word.
Now, my notes say that I started off playing Scrims, and then I went and played some comp, but then I went back and played a few more Scrims. I'm just going to leave some highlights of the Scrims play, and tell you guys that mentally at this point, I was done. Like, the amount of 1v1s that I was playing at this time was insane, and I think it just finally all caught up to me, and I was just really struggling, to be fair. I'm just telling you guys this because if these games do go rough, that'll probably be the reason why. And yeah, that's our yapping session done. Now let's get into the actual games. But here we are back into ranked, and this is game 34. And this game, I was kind of feeling myself, you know, like I was feeling somewhat normal, like check him out. And we went on to win this game. Game 35 was the complete opposite, I got smashed. And then game 36, it was going quite well, but then after missing this shot, it all went downhill from here. Now game 37 was a interesting game. I say game 37 was a weird game because how do I miss? But then after this is where it got weird because I tripped up this guy, which is a good trip up, don't get me wrong. I took the boost, but look at this, he bumps me right into the ball. And obviously he had a few words to say about that.
Of course, when I bump you, nothing happens.
And yeah, by the end of it, we ended up winning quite comfortably. Game 38 was a rematch. And this is probably by far the best rematch I had in these games. Like, this game had everything. It had ups, downs, you know, bumps in the road and everything. Because, like, look at this. He bumps me again. I should be dead. But then I score it. And once again, he had a few things to say.
Like fucking hell, fuck off.
This is Rocket League!
I smashed you on the wall. Nothing.
This is Rocket League!
Now in this clip, I just looked really silly. I ain't gonna lie, like, I just missed this. And then, obviously the guy has possession, and then I just make a terrible save. But then it gets worse, because I actually save it here, but... Now, I thought I lost this game at this point because I was down by 2 goals, and also for the fact that I was just hella tilted at this time. But in some way, and somehow, I found a way to come back. Like, I don't know what this beat was, like, that was just lucky. Now here, I actually think this is the most toxic goal that I scored, because I was not hitting anything all game, and then I decided to hit this flick on him. And to make things worse for him, I won the next kickoff and slotted it. And then after that, I stalled and I managed to get the win by 1 goal. And once again, he had a few things to say.
Good game.
You literally suck. I'm not even kidding, so much luck.
Skill.
Imagine just never getting demoed, ever.
Enjoy D3.
Emotional, damn it!
Game 39 and 40 with Scrims. In Game 39, I got destroyed. But in Game 40, I sold, and then I lost in overtime. Hello, and welcome to the news. I'm your host, Anchorman Goosey, and I'm here to bring you headlines and reports from behind the scenes. Now, our headlines are, Goosey Storage is on life support, and Goosey forced to change controllers. But before we talk about these headlines, we will do a short commercial break. Gooses. They are kind. And most importantly, they are beautiful animals. But what if I were to tell you that 700 million gooses are killed yearly? These lovely and gentle creatures are killed for game, killed for meat, and also killed by getting rammed by vehicles. I'm not even kidding, there's a legit article about it. But here, at Gooses Lives Matter movement, we have dedicated our time and money to save gooses in need. But we need your help. We need your help because my mortgage, the gooses cannot save themselves without your kind donations. So please, donate just $1 or your whole life savings to save the 700 million gooses. Now if you're kind enough to donate, please call this number, 0800, this is a scam, I want your money. Once again, the number is 0800, this is a scam, I want your money. Now, if you're unable to or don't want to donate to our good cause, I'll show you why you should donate.
Please give me your fucking money.
Thank you for supporting this good cause of paying off my mortgage. Now for the headlines. Firstly, Goosey Storage on life support. Now Goosey Storage was running low, and to manage his low storage, Goosey was forced to save every replay of every game he played. Now, this means that you can see the opponent's boost. You cannot see the kickoff counter or the name of a person who scored. And most importantly, Goosey would forget to save a replay like he did in game 47. The news team and I have sent out our prayers to Goosey's storage and hope that Goosey will actually clean up his storage. Now for the last headline. In between games 40 to 41, Goosey was suddenly forced to change controllers. The reason for this was the fact that his new pet rabbit, Thanatos, chewed the cord for his controller. Now Goosey being a broke-ass motherfucker, he wasn't able to buy a new cord but instead had to settle for a USB cord, which only fits into a PS4 controller. Now Goosey himself left a comment about the situation and I quote, "This little fool doesn't know what he's really done. For real, he an op. And he needs to learn when Goosey be sliding on your block, it really be a bad day for real. Me and my boys don't forget and that's on gang. Watch your back, little bro, cause we be waiting for you to be slacking for real." Such wise and forgiving words. That's all we have today for the news. Thank you very much for watching. I'm your host, Anchorman Goosey, and until next time. Now my notes say that I started off playing one scrim game and then I went on and played 9 ranked games. Now according to my notes, I apparently played very well at the start, but by the end of the games, I started to play pretty poorly. That's all my notes, now let's get into the games. Game 41 was the only scrim game I played in these 10 games, and it started off very well. I managed to keep possession with low boost and score a very nice flick goal. Now this is probably my favourite goal that I hit on Phoenix in these 100 games. Now this was a long time coming. I had finally won a scrim game. And game 42 started off with a kickoff goal. And then, I don't know what happened here, but I'm just gonna let it play out.
Can't make it, the shit's stuck.
Then I got the most unintentional fake.
And where the fuck are you going?
And then I got another fake. I don't know what was going on with this guy. Like, he had to be drugged out. Like, he was terrible. Now game 43 started off with the best defense I had ever seen. And then yeah, he forfeited after I scored this open net. Now game 44. If I could go back in time and fix something, it would be this. I do not know what I was trying to do here. Now game 45 started off with a pretty good shot. And by this point, I was getting absolutely smashed. I don't know what's up with me though, like I just keep on coming back whenever I'm down by multiple goals. Yeah, and here this guy just passed me the ball and pretty much it was just an open net to get the lead. And here I just stalled really well until the game was finished. But yeah, in this kickoff, I was very lucky to survive this. Like, he bumped me into it, and then I fake it, but he wasn't there. And then yeah, I demo him, and then I almost missed this, but we took the ball back home. Now game 46, and it started off with a pretty decent air dribble. And here, I don't know, I think I'm just very lucky that I was using Fennec. And then, yeah, I managed to stall the game, and then I won. Now I lost the recording of game 47, and all that is known about game 47 is the fact that I lost the game. But game 48 started off with some dribbling practice. And then I let my opponent practice this dribbling. And then yeah, I don't know what it is, but I'm actually an axle thief. Now I thought I'd just play this clip to show you guys my open net shooting. And yeah, after this goal, something weird happened. So after doing this kickoff, I went AFK. I can't remember why. But pretty much after this guy just started freestyling, and then he left me the ball, and then it turned into a freestyle 1v1. And for my first shot, I think I hit probably the best flip reset scoop of my life. But then once again, I got rejected by the post.
Nope.
Game 49 was a rematch against this Jin guy. Ladies and gentlemen, please stay quiet while Goosey takes his shot. Now from this clip, I think the crazy man from the last set of games was kinda right, because I cannot get demoed. I don't know what it is, I should have died there. And yeah, here, this is where I absolutely sold. Like, it was a harsh shot with no boost, but I dabbed up the opponent by passing him the ball. Now game 50, and game 50 started off pretty good, right? You know, I hit this pretty terrible air dribble, but it was a goal. But yeah, after that, it kind of went downhill. Like, this guy had such a weird playstyle, and yeah, I just cooked a whole lot of nothing there.
Most bombed country in the world.
Now I know save that I played 6 games with Phoenix, my high ranked friend, and apparently I played pretty bad. I disagree with this, and I'll get to that shortly. But after that, I played 4 games of ranked, and I had a terrible session. Those are my notes. Now let's get into the games. Now first things first, I should talk about why I disagree with what my notes said. Now the reason why I disagree is simply for the fact that after changing controllers once again, everything just felt awkward at this point, and unfortunately, everything that I did, it just felt like I did it wrong or I did it poorly. But when I'm looking back at the replays and all that stuff, I look very solid, you know, my movement's very good. Some touches don't go to plan, but you know, that's a part of the game, right? And I do think at this point, I just didn't have much confidence, which really sucks, because if I did, I think I would have been playing very well. But hey, we live and we learn. Now moving on to the ranked games. Game 57 was the first ranked game, and firstly I starved my opponent, and then I did a terrible flick, but I made him awkward. Now fast forwarding the game a little bit, I was actually playing very well, but then this kickoff happened, and then not too long after, I sold. Game 58, I do not have the replay of it, I'm very sorry, but I do know that I lost this game as well. Game 59. Now there's something that I did put in my original notes, but I forgot to discuss it before getting into the games, and that is the fact that I said that my mechanics were very poor, but my fundamentals were solid. Now the reason why I brought this up is because if we look here, this control is very good. I did not get the must-see off, but that was very good control. Now here, this is where the problem begins, because I miss it here, and then here, this is an even bigger problem. I use all my boosts to fake the ball. And then after this, I just pretty much starved myself, right? Which is not very good. I thought I'd bring this up just to show you guys that I was very wrong in my notes, and to also show the fact that I had no clue what was going on, which is bad on my part, and I'm really sorry about that. Like, let's look at this again. Good mechanics, bad fundamentals. And yeah, by the end of it, I did get pumped. Now game 60. I did get myself tangled up in the post, but this defense was not very good. Now in this game I showed a lot more life than I did in the last game, but by the end of it, it didn't really matter. Now my notes say that I played 10 games of ranked, and it was pretty standard. I kept on winning, and then I kept on losing. And I also said that I can play a whole lot better, and that being a high diamond 3 while I'm not playing at my best isn't a bad feeling. Those are my notes. Now let's get into the games. Game 61 started off with a pretty good beat and then a pretty good finish. But by the end of it, I did get smashed. Now game 62. I just want to shout out my opponent for this game because he showed me how to play offense on the ground. And he also showed me how to play offense while being in the air. All jokes aside, I do not know which one was more embarrassing. The fact that I was selling this game, or the fact that my opponent was just passing me the ball. But by the end of it, we did come out on top and we won quite comfortably. I do not have a replay for game 63. Game 64. And game 64 was a really good start. It finally felt like I was getting the touches that I wanted to get, and I was flicking and just controlling the game very well. I found myself 3 goals ahead, and all I had to do was stall and then I would win. Well, that didn't go to plan. Game 65. Now I've skipped a bad pass of game 65 because I was getting smashed, but after this good finish, I was right back into it. I followed it up with a pretty messy goal, but there was a certain trend with this game. Whenever I found the equalizer, my opponent would always find the answer. And I don't know what happened here, but we just flew past the ball. Now at this point, this is when my opponent sold. Rather than taking my corner boost, he decided to play a 50-50. I won that 50, and then I took that corner boost, and then I air dribbled it into his net. Now once again, the score is at 5 apiece with 10 seconds left. Now I don't know what happened in this moment, I just decided that I was him. Now game 66. Now a bit of a fun fact about game 66. There was only 1 goal that was scored in the whole game, and this was the reason. Me and my opponent got stuck in a rule 1 for the whole game. I don't know what the chances of this is, especially in a 1v1 game, but this was crazy, especially for the fact that we just held it for the whole game. And then yeah, overtime happened, and now it was time to actually play. You've got to be game 67. And I won by a lot of goals, but game 68 was the complete opposite. But in game 69, we did the smashing back. Now game 70 started off with a slot.
Nope.
I mean a follow-up shot. I mean a goal. Now in this clip here, I really do think this is pre-jump of a century, because this was crazy. Now just ignore that whiff, but here, I could not see the man at all. Like I will hopefully pause this so you guys can see, but he was literally hidden behind the ball. And then that threw me off, and then he went on to score a goal. This is your friendly reminder to let you know that you need to pick up your pads if you get boost starved, because they are so fucking clutch. Now at this point there was a minute left and I was only up by 1 goal, and for whatever reason I decided to go in the air and try to air dribble it in, but then I missed. But thankfully the opponent didn't realise that the net was open, and then he hit it into the corner.
Hey yo, Dontavius.
Yeah,
What's today's quote of the day?
you gotta stay gaming, bruh. Don't focus on no girl, just stay gaming.
Now my notes say that I played 10 scrim games with Phoenix, and I actually played well in these games. And also in the notes, I apparently still feel slow, but I feel like I'm getting my control back. Now those are the notes. Now let's get into the games. Game 71. Game 71 started off pretty good. I got a really good 50 here, and then I slotted the open net. Hey, that was a warm-up shot. I actually scored. And yeah, by the end of it, I actually played a pretty good game, and yeah, I came out with a win. Game 72. It started off with me thinking that I was zen, but then I started losing, badly. Now game 73, and I'm starting to think that me being up by multiple goals at the start of the game is actually the worst thing for me. Because the amount of times I get a few quick goals, and then I just sell, is actually ridiculous. Like, this game was the definition of selling. Game 74, I do not have a replay, but I do know that we actually won this game. Game 75, and it started off with probably the best angle I had ever hit. Now game 75 was a very slow paced game, and I was very lucky to beat Phoenix here and then slot the open net. Game 76 started off with a kickoff goal, then almost the best save of my life, and then I somehow managed to slot this in, and by the end of it, I lost. Game 77, and I had finally changed back to the Octane. I think this was a good decision at the time, and yeah, I'm not going to show you guys that. But it was a great decision to go back to the Octane because in the Fennec, I would never score this. Okay, Goosey, you're up by 2 goals. You just need to stall this kickoff. Are you fucking autist? Now, when watching back on these replays, I think I was playing so damn well because I just was not overcommitting at all. Like, if you watch this here, I did get a bad air dribble, but I managed to save boost, get back, get a good challenge, and then score. I'm just gonna let you guys know that this game was crazy. This game was crazy just for the fact that there were so many goals, and also for the fact that I just kept on coming back somehow. And then we ended up in overtime, and I did get a cringe goal, but hey, I'ma take it. Game 78 started off with a kickoff goal. Now here, Phoenix just passed it to me, and then somehow I managed to flip reset this on his head. Now here, me and Phoenix were tied up at 4-4 with 30 seconds left, but I managed to sneak in a kickoff goal. And then yeah, I was able to stall the game, and then I won. Game 79 started off with this. I have no clue what I was doing here, but it worked. Fast forwarding the game a bit, me and Phoenix were tied 6-6 with 50 seconds left. Now looking back at the replay, I probably should have died here, but I didn't, and then I scored. But then I sold, and then we went into overtime. And we won again. I did get this very intentional bump, by the way, and then it was open net after that, and then I scored. And in game 80, Phoenix humbled me. Now my notes say that I played the final games of Scrims, and then I went and played ranked. Apparently it went pretty well, but I kept on losing my champ rank up game. Now those are the notes, now let's get into the games. Game 81. We do not talk about it, but game 82 started off with a really good save from me, and then just an open net slot. But then I got lost.
When you call it?
And then I secured the win after this kickoff goal. Now game 82 was the last scrim game, so can everyone please say thank you to Phoenix for helping me with this video. Now let's get into the ranked games. Now in game 83 I actually feel bad for my opponent because I just played out of my mind. Like this pop here was probably the most controlled pop I had ever hit. But then my opponent followed it up with a very nice air dribble. Psych! And yeah, if I was this guy I wouldn't know what to do either because this is just hella disrespectful. And then after that, he passed me the ball, and then he forfeited. Game 84 probably had the best start of any game. All jokes aside though, this free air roll kid was actually insane. Like me and him had some intense games. And to make things worse, every time I played him, it was always for my champ game. I thought I'd just tell you guys so you guys are aware of our rivalry. Now in this play, I turned the wrong way, and then I tried to insta-challenge him, but he read it. And then here, once again, I did turn the wrong way, but at this time I was very upset I didn't get the double save. And then here, this was a prime opportunity to level the score, but then I missed. And then I missed again. And yeah, by the end of it, I lost by 1 goal. Game 85 was a very comfortable win. Yep, we are playing free air roll kid once again. Now in this game, I was just making small mistakes. I was just missing the pads, and then sometimes I'll just be a little bit out of position, which would just stuff up my whole play. But thankfully I was playing with enough confidence just to keep myself in these games. But unfortunately, free air roll kid made me awkward, and then I passed him the ball. I did score a quick goal to bring it back to 1, but by the end of it, it didn't really matter. Game 87 started off with a pretty good slot, and then I got a really nice kickoff, but then I missed. But thankfully, my opponent was a very nice man, and he gave me the goal anyways. And now once again, my musty shot got rejected by the post. And yeah, by the end of it, it was a pretty comfortable win. Game 88, and I was actually losing at the start of this game, but then I brought it back. And this goal was almost better than my rap song.
Yeah, fuck bitches, fuck hoes, I like me.
And by the end of it, I had a very convincing win. Game 89, I got smashed. And now in game 90, I managed to get an early lead, but halfway through this game, this guy just started popping off. It literally felt like he was just putting everything into the net, and it was hard to keep up with him. But somehow, I was keeping up. I don't know how, but I just was. Because here I got absolutely destroyed, but then he challenged me like an idiot. And then yeah, before we knew it, it was overtime. And I cannot lie, this goal was terrible, but I'ma take it.
Ice in the fucking veins, mate! Fucking I'll fight you!
What in the tarnation?
Thank you.
Now my notes say that we got champ back, but then we followed it up with the worst run of games in the whole 100 games. Those are my notes, now let's get into the games. Game 91 was the rematch with the free air roll kid, but this time around I was playing quite flawlessly. I was scoring every open net and my movement was just really good. And fortunately enough for me, free air roll kid was just not having his game, so I took advantage of that. Okay, I understand that I haven't showed much saves in these 100 games, but I really had no right saving this. And yeah, we went on to win this game and we got our champ back. Now before game 92, I played a random game of 2v2s, and then I went and scored one of the best flip resets of my life. Now you may be wondering, how did this flip reset translate into my 1v1 games? Well, let me show you. Bit of a fun fact, it did not translate into my games. Game 93, I managed to regain a little bit and then I got a small lead. But then I sold it because my recovery was tweaking after this kickoff. And then yeah, once again, I lost. Game 94. Now I don't really want to talk about it because I got smashed. Game 95, and once again, I got smashed. Now, game 96, and it started off with whatever this is, and then I managed to get a very good recovery, but then I double jumped off the wall. Now looking back on this replay, I think my opponent was just making me look good, because I really wasn't playing that well. Thought I'd just do a little recovery check in this clip. Don't worry, I actually saved it. And yeah, with a minute and a half left, I was up by 3 goals, and all I had to do now was stall. Oh well, I'll just clutch up in overtime. Game 97 was a loss, and same with game 98. Now in between games 98 and 99, I started thinking to myself, do I want to go out this sad, or do I actually want to put up a fight and have somewhat of a comeback? And then, from the back of my mind, Adonis's motivational speech came into my mind.
We just have to work harder.
And with that great courageous speech, I went into game 99 full of confidence. And that confidence got me scored on. Not once, but twice. But then, once again, another part of Adonis's motivational speech came into my mind.
We have to shoot better?
And it gave me the power and energy to flick this top ins. Then that flick gave me the confidence to take over. I started scoring. I made my opponent look silly in some cases. And thanks to Adonis and his great speech, I managed to get my first win in 7 f***ing games. And in game 100, I kept some of the confidence that I had in game 99, and then I scored this very nice goal at the start, and then pretty much nothing happened, until there was a minute and a half left and I scored this flick. Now unfortunately for me, my opponent came back, and game 100 was going to be settled in overtime. Now, it was very important for me to win this kickoff, and I didn't win it, But thankfully, my opponent overcommitted, and then I shot the open net. And just like that, for 100 games, we're finished. No more forgetting to save replays, no more blaming Rocket League servers, and no more selling kickoffs. It was a journey for sure. While learning a new controller, I had to change and learn another controller. But after that goal, and this match, it didn't matter. Now, I'm sure that you guys would be curious with what the total stats are, and here they are. Now, I'm not gonna lie, these stats are a whole lot better than I thought they were gonna be. Well, for ranked ones at least. We don't talk about the Scrims stats. But on a personal note, I was quite gutted with myself for the fact that I was playing so well for most of these games, but then I went on and sold the last 10 games. Now obviously, not every day is going to be sunshine and rainbows, and with how much I was playing, I was due to have a terrible session. But what about the aftermath? Did I improve? And are 1v1s the best way for you to improve at Rocket League? Let's discuss it. Now, did me as a player improve? Yes, I did. My 1v1s after these 100 games have improved massively. With me peaking at Champ 2, and very recently I hit Champ 3 for the first time in 3v3s with my buddies. But there is a problem. I'm trying to be a content creator, and unfortunately, I ruin my rank when making content sometimes. For example, in 2v2s, I'm randomizing my presets until I get Grand Champ, and in 1v1s, I recently made a challenge video and lost my Champ 2. Now the lack of games hasn't helped,
Lord have mercy,
but I haven't had a chance to see how much I've actually improved in 2v2s. So I haven't actually gotten proof of me improving heaps, but I personally feel like I have improved, so please take my word for it. But what about you? As a viewer, will 1v1s improve you like it did for me? And if you're Champ or higher, yes it will. The reason why I say Champ or higher is for the fact that if you're in Champ, you'll have some sort of idea with how to rotate and how to play in a team. And if you're able to play with a partner or duo at somewhat of a high level, the best thing to learn would be how to survive or win in 1v1 situations. And playing 1v1s just straight up tells you if your kickoffs are bad and what small mistakes are holding you back. Now if you're not Champ, I'm not telling you to not touch or not to play 1v1s. More than anything, it's better to play 1v1s. But if you're in a lower rank than Champ, I really do believe that you're actually not a very good teammate. Trust me, I played in Diamond when doing this challenge, and I'll go on to say that I only started to get good teammates when I was at high Diamond 3. So if you're lower than Champ and looking to improve at this game, please just save a replay, ideally a loss. Then watch that replay and see what changes you can do to help you be in better positions and to make your teammates' life easier. Believe me, you can get Champ with good shooting, good rotations, and not overcommitting. You don't need mechanics. Personally, I got Champ 2 before I started learning mechanics, and my mechanics are completely fine. Now, I may add, do not criticize your teammate, especially the one in the replay, because if you want to rank up, you unfortunately have to carry your bad teammates. And also, your teammate is in the same rank for a reason, so rather than blaming them, try to find their strengths and use them to your advantage. Now that's all I gotta say. Thank you so much for watching the whole video, it means a lot. Also, if you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time. Peace.